Now, in more than 1,000 towns all over Ireland, local volunteers are out in force as they prepare for the annual Tidy Towns competition, which this year celebrates its 50th anniversary. Right from the start, the aim was to encourage communities to improve their local environment so that their place would be a better area in which to live, to work and to visit. And while the emphasis has always been on participation rather than winning, that doesn't prevent competitors from pulling out all the stops to get that coveted Tidy Towns gold medal. So we sent our reporter Helen Mark to Glenties in County Donegal, which was the very first winner of Tidy Towns back in 1958 and several times since then actually, to have a behind the scenes look at what's involved in getting the place ready for the arrival of the judges.
Brimming full of colour and most of all very tidy, Glenties is facing the crucial stage in this year's Tidy Towns competition. One that long-serving local committee member Mary Thompson is all too familiar with. The arrival of the judges.
The judging takes place, at least we're told the judging takes place from the 1st of June until the beginning of August. They come unannounced to the town, so we never know when they're coming. So it'll be all hands on deck from the middle of July anyway to really put the shine on Glenties then for the final judging. But we never know. You have people going up the street. I think I saw them this morning, but no, we'll be watching out for them all right, but I've never seen them.
And Mary is well practised when it comes to Tidy Towns.
I was born and raised here in Glenties, and I was around in 1958, even as only a small child, when they first won the Tidy Towns. And I've been involved more or less ever since. I have grown up with Tidy Towns and I just love it, and I would hope that we pass that on to our children and the generation that's coming up after us.
All the litter collectors.
Backed by an equally enthusiastic and willing community, the results are there for all to see.
Glenties won the Tidy Town in 1958, 59, 60 and again in 62. And we went out of the scene for a lot of years and didn't come back in, and we won it again in 95.
And add to that, taking the gold medal in the small town category for the last 4 years. But there's no resting on their laurels.
Glenties can't assume that they're always going to be winners, and we have to work very hard every year. When we come back from the announcements in September, and it has always been in Dublin Castle, when we come back from the announcements, we're preparing on the way down the road. We're preparing for our next competition, and we're eagerly awaiting the result that comes in the post, and we go through that report line by line, and we say, gosh, we should have seen that, we should have done that part, and that's our starting point for the next year. We have at least 12 on our main committee, 12 to 15 on our main committee, and then each of the estates would have a committee of their own, and they would report back to the main committee on a regular basis, and we particularly would meet once a week from the beginning of June onwards. In fact, sometimes we'd be meeting a couple of times a week if we thought anything serious came up. We involve anyone. Anybody is welcome to come on board Tidy Towns, and we make it a fun thing. We meet once a week for a tidy up or painting or planting or whatever, and after that then we would have maybe tea or something in the local market hall. Every year you have more or less the same things to do, and that would be planting and painting. We would have a litter clean up maybe at the start of the year, and once that major part would be over, then it would be just down to maintenance. It's an unnountable amount of work, but when we get there we even have to go around actually washing down road signs. We are at the top, and it's even down to that. Maybe other towns that are not as near the top would get away with these things. Glenties cannot get away with any of this. We have to be perfect.
The key, it seems, is getting everyone involved, no matter what age.
Well, I suppose first and foremost, Glenties would have a very strong tradition in the Tidy Towns, and I know that, and that's steeped in our history. And the great thing about that is it's very easy, being a teacher, to be able to inculcate those kind of values into the kids, because they're already preconditioned into the way, the community feels about the environment and all that kind of stuff. But I think what's far more important is when you get the children at a young age to give them those values of the community so that they know themselves growing up that this is what our community stands for, and as you can see, they're so cooperative. They just love it, and our latest project is to finish off the front of the school here and do a little shrubbery that will reflect and look favourably on our school as well.
We would be lucky that we'd have fast workers which do Trojan work. We have to say could not but be very proud of all our workers, whether they're voluntary or whether they're on a fast scheme.
But even the best laid plans can go awry.
We do out a plan, but all plans don't work. In our 50th year we undertook to do a project, right, and we'd be planning this for a couple of years, and in fact the project we wanted to do was to make a nice water feature that has been properly designed, a 3-tier water feature, and is in a focal part of the town. Unfortunately we encountered numerous problems, major one being funding and the second one foundation. The 2 F's, I'm afraid, got in our way, but we're not going to let them get in our way, and we just hope that we are going to be finished. We have barricades around it at the moment, but hopefully when the judges come at the beginning of August they'll have a very different picture on it. The benefits to us in being involved, naturally have the spin-off for tourism, and you would want that, right? But we just love working as a group, getting out there, getting to know different people, working together, and just to have that feel-good factor when you have achieved something. It's about the whole community, and the whole people are there, and we're working for the betterment of the town.